I mean, I try not to give price projections, and I know you always pin them out of me, but the point being is, we're very public on social media, and it's just people pin their hopes and dreams on a number you give them. But my general thesis is we will rally into year end. We will correct at some point. There's a bunch of hedge funds and RAAs and others who are into this who will need to take a bit of profits into year end. I think we'll get a bit of a shakeout, global liquidity slowing down somewhat, and then we should reaccelerate into the end of tax season. So my view is Bitcoin easily gets to 100 this year, and probably is 150 plus by March before it corrects again, and then we finish the year after a larger correction with a very strong rally into the end. So that's how I think it plays out probabilistically.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Raoul Pal, CEO and co-founder of Wealthion and global macro investor, reveals why crypto, AI, and exponential technologies are set to reshape the global economy.
Well, when you say correction, we're at 150, it corrects back to 80?
Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe less. Maybe 30% correction, so back down to 100. Right. Makes sense to me.
Right.
And it'll feel miserable, and people will say, has the cycle peaked, and all of that noise.
Right.
And then usually we end the second year after the presidential election cycle very strong, and then it peaks out sometime there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
if I give a range of targets, as opposed to pinpointing a target, worst case is 150. My base case is 250. And in an obscene bull market, because everybody's buying, driven by a change of regulation, then it could go as high as 450. Yeah, so I think Solana finishes this year closer to 400 than it is to 200. So I think
this year, 6 weeks ago,
maybe 350. I mean, it's a higher beta asset, so it should do better. So I expect that to happen. I think, again, it'll follow the same kind of price path as Bitcoin, but it should outperform all of the way. It's been in this consolidation versus Bitcoin, sideways consolidation. The next leg should be altcoin season, and Solana should be the king of the major alts. So I'm kind of expecting Solana from here to probably get to over 1,000, 1250, something like that.
All right, last one, Ethereum.
Ethereum has been a laggard. I think it plays some catch up. I think it outperforms Bitcoin going forwards for a bit because, if we sit back and look at what the regulatory changes might be, that is the platform upon which most of the institutions will start doing stuff. It's the Microsoft decision. Every bank has Microsoft computers, not Apple computers. So I think that Ethereum actually does better than most people expect going into the end of the year. Again, same price pattern. Outperforms Bitcoin, Solana outperforms Ethereum. So it's the risk curve.
MicroStrategy has completed a $3 billion offering of 0% convertible senior notes due in December 2029, with plans to use a portion or all of the proceeds to buy more Bitcoin. The business intelligence firm announced the completion as its shares retraced more than 25% on November 21, Google Finance data shows. The convertible senior notes came in a 55% premium with an implied strike price of around $672, a predetermined price at which an option holder can buy or sell MicroStrategy's class, a common stock. The 0% senior convertible note means it will not pay regular interest to bondholders. These convertibles are sold at a discount and will instead mature to face value if they are not converted prior to the maturity date. They're also senior to common stock in the sense that holders have priority in the event of bankruptcy or liquidation. MicroStrategy could buy about 30,600 Bitcoin if it were to spend the entire $3 billion on the cryptocurrency. The $3 billion offering follows MicroStrategy's November 18 announcement to raise $1.75 billion at 0% interest, which was then increased to $2.6 billion on November 20. The offerings are part of MicroStrategy's intent to raise $42 billion in the next 3 years to stack more Bitcoin under its 21-21 plan, consisting of $21 billion in equity and $21 billion in fixed income securities. MicroStrategy currently holds 331,200 Bitcoin worth over $32.7 billion, the most of any public company, according to Sailor Tracker. MicroStrategy shares fell over 25% from its highest point of $536.07 to $397.28 when the closing bell rang on November 21. The fall came as Citron Research revealed it hedged a short position on MSTR, suggesting the shares have become overheated and that its volume has completely detached from BTC fundamentals. MSTR is still one of the best performers in the U.S. markets in 2024, up 480% year-to-date. It was the second most traded stock in the U.S. on November 20 as more investors weighed up the bull case and risks of Bitcoin exposure through MSTR. Michael Saylor's firm contributed to a record-setting $70 billion trading volume on November 21 from the Bitcoin Industrial Complex, consisting of U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds and Bitcoin-related stocks like MSTR and Coinbase Coin. Bitcoin is currently priced at $98,423, about 1.5% off cracking the $100,000 milestone, CoinGecko data shows.
Two factors here. One is inflation has slowed down, but the prices have stuck. And that's a hard thing for people to take. We all complain. Every time we go to a restaurant, you go to the supermarket, you're like, really? Is this the prices I'm paying these days? And people haven't made that back. And the one reason we haven't really made it back is the business cycle. So if we look at the ISM survey, the Institute of Supply Managers survey, which is the guide to the global business cycle, it's actually been below 50, which means it's in sort of contraction for the longest period in history now, I think. So there's something going on with the economy, and I think it's because the Fed took so long to cut rates, because they were fighting the inflation demon of the past. They took too long, and that's kept a bulk of the economy slow. So if you translate that to the ordinary person, if you're running a sandwich shop in Manhattan or you're running a dry cleaners in Chicago, you're not seeing the money come in yet. You're not seeing growth, your business grow. Now, the forward-looking indicators suggest we will get that and we'll get strong growth coming forwards. But really, to get that business cycle turning, we still need the Fed to cut further. As the world's reserve currency, you don't need to hold reserves in anything else. Right? So that's why the US doesn't hold a basket of euros and yen and other shit. It doesn't need to. It's the world reserve currency. So they don't actually need currency reserves or national reserves. They have a legacy of gold, of which we don't know how much is there. So the way to do this is probably to say, well, any Bitcoin or cryptocurrency that's been seized, we'll put it in the reserve. And that's a way of appeasing the crypto crowd without, there's no point to have a reserve. Maybe they do. Maybe they think that that's going to help them. But the worst thing it's going to do is just strengthen the dollar even further. And that is not good. A very strong dollar is a wrecking ball for the rest of the world. And without global trade and global demand, everyone goes through a recession. So you've got to kind of be careful of what you wish for.
Bitcoin's price flipped its recent high of $93,420 on November 20 after a breakout from an ascending triangle pattern. The bullish momentum carried over on November 21 as BTC reached a new all-time high of $98,288, with a 6% uptick over the past 24 hours. Bitcoin's current rally was fueled by increasing trading activity and the Bitcoin Industrial Complex. Eric Balchunas, a senior ETF analyst at Bloomberg, highlighted that the collective equities recorded over $50 billion in volume, a new all-time high. The Bitcoin Industrial Complex includes every TradFi equity and investment vehicle that can be affected by Bitcoin's price and vice versa. It includes publicly traded stocks of MicroStrategy, Coinbase, and various Bitcoin miners and ETF. However, it is a tradable investment vehicle on its own. Balchunas added that MicroStrategy's MSTR stock led most trading activity, recording $32 billion in trading volumes. On November 20, MSTR became the most traded stock in the U.S., beating the likes of TSLA and NVDA for the first time in years. The positive sentiment around MSTR also stems from the organization's recent purchase of 51,780 BTC, or $4.6 billion, on November 18, which increased MicroStrategy's total holdings to 331,200 BTC. Charles Edwards, founder of Capriole Fund, also suggested Michael Saylor could buy another $3 billion in Bitcoin before November 22. Meanwhile, Bitcoin ETF also recorded a net positive flow of $773 million on November 20, increasing the total spot ETF inflows to $1.85 billion for the week. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.